Let's talk about the human comic Lock and Key. It is complete, you can read it from start to finish, and it got popular enough that it actually has prequel, sequel, sidequel, and crossover materials. Your mileage may vary depending on how much you like the core story, but that's what I'm here to talk about. We begin our story as a family known as the Lockes arrive in Lovecraft, Massachusetts to their murdered father's family home, Key House. So yes, the Lockes live in Key House. Key House is the home of an array of magical artifacts, simply known as the Keys. The keys, forged of an otherworldly material, each come with extraordinary effects. For example, the head key, which fits in the back of your neck, allows you to open the top of your skull and view a representation of your mind. That means that you can put things in, take things out, and change yourself as a person depending on how you use it. The ghost key, which, when used at the correct door, separates the soul from the body and allows you to roam free of it until you touch your physical form again. There's also the Anywhere key, which allows you to use any door to travel anywhere, so long as you can imagine a clear image of where you want to go in your head. There are over 36 keys in the series that have names, and many more that don't. They vary in usefulness, but they are the MacGuffins around which the entire series turns. Bodhi, Ty, and Kinsey discover the keys all over the house, one after another, but you can't have a story set in a town called Lovecraft without something horrific happening because of all this. So, freshly moved from far away after the brutal murder of their father, their alcoholic mother in tow, the kids try their best to settle into a new school, a new town, and a new life. The magical keys they keep finding all over the house provide a lot of temptation to, cheat at life. If you've got a big test coming up in history class, after all, why not use the head key to just drop your history book into your brain until after the test? Did you break something when you were roughhousing with your friends and you'd get in trouble for it? Why not use the mending key and its corresponding cabinet to fix it in an instant? Nothing bad ever came out of using powerful supernatural artifacts to fix all your problems, right? It's probably about this time that I should probably mention this is a horror series. It might sound fun and magical and storybook-like, but it gets pretty dark. I mean, like, murder, rape, blood, demonic possession, dark magic, uncontrollable monsters, and shadows around every corner. With great power comes great responsibility, and none of the Locke children are very responsible people. After the murder of their father, they are very damaged people, and all these powerful artifacts just fell into their hands, so it goes about as well as you might imagine. They're still kids, and they're still learning to be good, upstanding people. But all the powers of all the keys will of course draw more interested parties. Amongst all of Key House's magic keys is the dreaded Omega Key. The Omega Key fits something called the Black Door. You might say that all the other keys exist simply to help keep the Black Door closed. What's behind the Black Door? Well, that's a huge spoiler, trust me. A good chunk of the plot of the entire series comes down to where the Omega Key is, who has it, who's fighting over it, whether it should be used or not, etc., etc. The black door is tantalizingly menacing throughout the entire plot of the series, and sort of rules the narrative as the boogeyman while different entities attack Key House, trying to get it open. If I had to peg Locke and Key as anything, it would be as a grim fairy tale, in a way. The rules are simple. Once you grow up, you forget the magic. You forget the keys. You forget everything. That is how Key House protects itself from outsiders. Only the children and those close to them can even see and accept the magic that's going on. The Locke children's dad knew all about the keys, but he hid them away before he grew up, when something terrible happened a generation ago. Now, the new generation of Locke children and their friends must step up and finish what their father started. Or rather, ran away from because he couldn't handle it. There are evils and entities surrounding Key House that will stop at nothing to either get their hands on the keys themselves or get the black door open. Evils that don't die even after they've been sealed away or broken into pieces or erased from the minds of others by the power of the keys. This is not a Saturday morning cartoon sort of story. This is serious Lovecraftian evil that is perfectly willing to wait in the shadows for decades until someone innocent comes along that can use the keys, then kill them and take the power for themselves. Locke and Key really did surprise me. It's not scared to kill off characters, provide brutal life lessons for the children, and explore nasty topics like sexual abuse, physical abuse, and murderous psychosis. The Locke children are all in very real danger, and while you might think they have plot armor and nothing bad can really happen to them, that is not true. Characters in this series drop like flies when push comes to shove, and they are not off the table when it comes to who lives and who dies. The evil that pushed their father to hide away all the keys and make a run for it when he grew up remains, and it will do whatever it takes to obtain the Omega Key and open the black door. So, all that being said, should you read Locke and Key? I would say so, yes. I personally have the trade paperbacks of the series. There are 6 books, but there's also some nice hardcover editions, and like I said earlier, lots of other material that takes place in the same universe. The Lockes have been watching over Key House for generations, after all. There's bound to be plenty of stories about what happened in the far, far past, right? Just understand this is not for a child to read. The main characters might be kids and teens, but the story is decidedly adult in nature. It is Lovecraftian. It will not be an easy or a light-hearted read, considering all the death, rape, psychosis, violence, and raw, dark magic that is flying around inside the walls of Key House. It is an adult story, and it pulls no punches. If you're okay with that, you are in for a fascinating read of multi-generational heroism. Mr. Locke and his friends did all they could to keep the evil at bay just a little bit longer. But now that he's dead and his friends are scattered or dead themselves, the Locke children of today must protect Key House and all of its dark secrets, and in so doing, everyone else. I say, check it out. April Fools! Human as. Can you believe that? April Fools, everybody.